We spend years chasing approval, unaware that in doing so, we dim the very light we were born to shine. At some point, life breaks you, not to destroy you, but to ask one vital question. Do you truly love yourself yet? In a world that demands performance, choosing to love yourself becomes an act of inner rebellion and sacred courage. Many wander through life hoping to be chosen, yet forget that true power begins when you choose yourself first. The pain you carry is not a punishment, it is a teacher, asking you to return to the place you abandoned long ago. You lose direction, not because you're weak, but because you're being called to stop looking outside and start coming home. Every disappointment, betrayal, and silence is a mirror reflecting how far you've strayed from your own soul's truth. The love you're waiting for will never arrive until you become the source of the love you thought you lacked. People come and go, but only those who honor your inner light will remain when you finally honor it yourself. When you stop begging for love and start embodying it, the universe rearranges to protect your peace and purity. Imagine a lone lantern glowing in the heart of a vast, shadowy forest, its warm light piercing the darkness, drawing only those travelers who truly seek its guidance. Why do we keep repeating the same kind of love that harms us, pulling us into cycles of pain and disappointment? This question lies at the core of Carl Jung's profound wisdom, where he explored the depths of the unconscious mind and its influence on our relationships. Jung taught that within us all resides a shadow, the hidden parts of ourselves shaped by early wounds, and a light, our authentic essence that yearns to shine. Today, we'll embark on a transformative 5-step journey, drawing from Jung's ideas of individuation, archetypes, and self-integration to break free from mediocre love. In this journey, you'll learn to identify the root of your wounds, recognize the special value of your soul, differentiate true connections from fleeting attractions, achieve complete self-love, and shatter the belief that love demands self-sacrifice. By the end, you'll see how truly loving yourself, as Jung advocated, acts like that lantern, illuminating your path and inviting only those who deserve your light. Let's begin with the first step, uncovering the root of the wound that makes you love someone who can give you nothing. Deep in the unconscious, as Jung described, lie the echoes of childhood emotional deprivation, like an abandoned child archetype whispering tales of rejection and unworthiness. These wounds often stem from early experiences where love felt conditional or absent, leaving scars that shape our adult choices without us even realizing it. Picture this: a young heart yearning for validation, projecting unmet needs onto others in a desperate bid for healing. Jung called this projection, where we see our own shadows in partners, mistaking their flaws for familiarity or potential. For instance, if you felt abandoned as a child, you might repeatedly choose emotionally unavailable partners, hoping they'll fill that void. This cycle perpetuates a painful loop, draining your energy and keeping you stuck in relationships that offer little nourishment. As Jung warned, ignoring these shadows only strengthens them, blocking your light from shining brightly. The consequence is a life of repeated heartbreaks, where love feels like a battle rather than a bomb. To escape this, we must confront these patterns head-on, recognizing them as echoes of the collective unconscious. Remember, these wounds aren't your fault. They're universal archetypes that Jung believed we all carry. Yet, by acknowledging them, you take the first step toward individuation, the process of becoming whole. Now, to break this cycle and invite those who deserve your light, let's recognize the unique value of your soul, the essence Jung called the self. Your soul is special, radiating signs that point to your inner wholeness, much like Jung's archetype of the self as a guiding force. One sign is your strong intuition, that quiet inner voice from the unconscious that helps you sense when a connection is genuine. Another is your deep empathy, allowing you to understand others' shadows, but only when you're balanced enough to protect your own energy. Then there's your natural creativity, an expression of Jung's anima or animus, fueling your self-expression and drawing authentic people to you. Inexplicable magnetism is another sign, an aura that shines when you're aligned with your true self, attracting those who resonate with your light. These traits remind us that we deserve reciprocal, mature love, not the sacrifices we've been conditioned to accept. As Jung emphasized, they are milestones in individuation, helping you integrate your shadow and step into your full potential. Embracing these signs empowers you to seek relationships that foster growth, rather than ones that exploit your vulnerabilities. Think of your soul as a rare gem, polished through self-awareness, ready to attract connections that mirror its brilliance. With this recognition, you're now equipped to differentiate a true soul connection from simple attraction, our next vital step. How do you tell the difference between a soul connection and a fleeting crush, especially through the lens of Jung's psychology? A true soul connection, as Jung might describe, challenges and supports your individuation, encouraging you to confront your shadows while celebrating your light. It brings emotional stability, forming deep bonds that integrate both your strengths and vulnerabilities, rather than just surface-level excitement. In contrast, simple attraction often involves projecting archetypes, like the ideal lover, leading to impulsive highs that fade quickly. A soul connection offers honest reflection, with a partner who mirrors your wholeness and accepts you fully, without judgment. Superficial attractions, on the other hand, are rooted in the unconscious and can trap you in cycles of projection and disappointment. To discern this practically, try Jung's approach to self-reflection through a simple exercise. I recommend the 3-level emotional journal, where you document your interactions on 3 depths. At level 1, note your surface feelings, like the initial excitement of meeting someone new. At level 2, delve deeper. Does this person trigger your shadow, evoking old wounds or insecurities? At level 3, assess soul alignment. Does this connection foster your individuation and help you shine your light? Journal this daily for a week after key interactions, using prompts like, "How does this person reflect my unconscious patterns?" This practice, inspired by Jung, will sharpen your intuition and guide you toward relationships that truly nurture your soul. Once mastered, you'll naturally attract those who deserve your light, leading us to the next step: cultivating complete self-love. When you love yourself completely, as Jung envisioned, you create a barrier against mediocre loves that once drained you. Self-love, in Jungian terms, means accepting your darkness through shadow work while honoring your light with unwavering respect. It's about setting boundaries that protect your energy, ensuring you only engage with those who match your integrated self. The positive consequences are profound. Your standards for love rise, filtering out partners who exploit your wounds and welcoming those who celebrate your essence. As per Jung's philosophy, this self-love acts as a magnet, repelling toxicity and drawing in reciprocal, soul-nourishing connections. To build this, start with a daily mirror work ritual, where you stand before a mirror and affirm, "I accept my shadow and shine my light unapologetically." Follow it with affirmations like, "Through my individuation, I attract souls that deserve my authentic essence." These practices help integrate your unconscious, transforming self-doubt into self-assurance. Imagine waking each day with that inner lantern fully lit, guiding your choices and illuminating your path to fulfilling relationships. However, many still hold onto the misconception that love requires self-sacrifice. A belief we'll now break in our final step. This belief often originates from cultural norms and archetypes, like the self-sacrificing mother in the collective unconscious, leading to codependency and loss of identity. As Jung observed, it stems from upbringing where personal needs were sidelined, perpetuating toxic cycles that stall your individuation. The consequences are devastating: spiritual depletion, repeated heartbreaks, and a dimming of your inner light. Instead, embrace a new framework inspired by Jung: love as a mutual exchange that honors boundaries, allowing both partners to grow. In this model, you integrate your shadows together, creating a balanced dynamic where neither sacrifices their essence. To implement this, create a yes/no list of non-negotiables, such as "I won't tolerate emotional unavailability," to enforce your boundaries. Practice assertive communication with role-play scripts, like saying, "I value our connection, but I must protect my energy by saying no to demands that compromise me." These tools empower you to break free from old patterns, stepping into relationships that reflect your wholeness. Remember, as Jung taught, true love doesn't demand sacrifice. It celebrates your light and invites others to do the same. Now, as we wrap up this journey, let's reinforce the core message that has guided us. Healing isn't about loving less. It's about loving right, the right person in the right way, with the right soul. Carl Jung's wisdom reminds us that when you truly love yourself, only those who deserve your light will arrive, turning your relationships into mirrors of your inner wholeness. This transformation is within your reach, waiting for you to embrace it fully. To make this real, I encourage you to start with a 30-day action plan that brings everything we've discussed to life. Begin with daily journaling using the 3-level emotional journal to track your wounds, soul signs, and connections. Incorporate boundary practices from your yes/no list and continue the mirror work ritual each morning. Join or form a community, like an online forum, to share your progress and foster collective individuation with others on this path. These steps will help you integrate Jung's teachings into your daily life, creating lasting change. As you commit to this, watch how your self-love begins to illuminate every aspect of your world. You'll find that the shadows fade, and your light draws in the connections you've always deserved. Remember, you're not alone in this. Jung's legacy is a beacon for all seeking authentic love. Start today, and let your inner lantern guide you to a life of meaningful, reciprocal relationships. By embracing this journey, you're not just healing yourself, you're inviting a ripple of light into the world. Thank you for joining me. May your path be filled with the warmth of those who truly deserve your radiant light. In a world where relationships often feel like echoes of our past hurts, Carl Jung's wisdom offers a beacon of hope. Why do we keep repeating the same kind of love that harms us, drawing in partners who leave us empty and drained? This question lies at the heart of Jungian psychoanalysis, where the unconscious reveals our deepest wounds and patterns. Today, we'll embark on a transformative 5-step journey to break free from mediocre love and invite only those who deserve your light. As Jung taught, true self-love illuminates your authentic essence, repelling the unworthy and attracting souls that match your wholeness. Step 1 begins with identifying the root wound that keeps you trapped in cycles of pain. Let's dive into the source of these wounds, often hidden in the shadows of our childhood. Emotional deprivation in early years can create a core wound, like abandonment, that shapes how we seek love as adults. Jung described these as archetypal patterns, such as the abandoned child, influencing our unconscious choices. We project our unmet needs onto others, hoping they'll fill the void we feel inside. For instance, if you've experienced rejection, you might gravitate toward emotionally unavailable partners, mistaking their distance for familiarity. This projection mechanism keeps us in a loop of disappointment, where relationships drain our energy rather than nourish our souls. The consequence is a painful cycle of heartbreak, stalling our path to individuation, the Jungian process of becoming whole. Remember, this perpetuates your shadow, the unacknowledged parts that dim your light. To break this cycle, we must recognize the unique value of your soul, as we'll explore in Step 2. Now, let's shift to empowering yourself by acknowledging the signs that your soul is special. Your soul, in Jung's view, is the archetype of the self, a symbol of integration and authenticity. One sign is your strong intuition, a natural guide from the unconscious that helps you sense genuine connections. Another is deep empathy, allowing you to connect with others' vulnerabilities while protecting your own energy. Natural creativity flows from your anima or animus, the inner feminine or masculine that fosters self-expression and innovation. You might also have an inexplicable magnetism, an aura that draws people in, but only the right ones when self-love is strong. These traits remind us that you deserve reciprocal, mature love, not the sacrifices that lead to mediocrity. As part of individuation, they help integrate your shadow and let your light shine brightly. Understanding these signs is crucial for differentiating true soul connections from superficial attractions, which we'll cover next. Moving to step 3, how do you tell a soul connection from a simple crush? In Jungian terms, a soul connection supports your individuation, challenging you to confront your shadow and grow. It offers emotional stability, with deep bonds that embrace both your light and darkness, rather than fleeting highs. A true partner mirrors your wholeness, accepting your strengths and vulnerabilities without judgment. In contrast, superficial attraction is often based on projection, like idealizing someone as the perfect savior without real substance. This can lead to short-lived cycles that leave you unfulfilled and stuck. To practice discernment, try the 3-level emotional journal after every interaction. At level 1, note your surface feelings, like initial excitement. At level 2, delve deeper. Does this person trigger your shadow or unresolved wounds? At level 3, assess soul alignment. Does this foster your individuation and growth? Journal daily for a week, using prompts like, "How does this person reflect my unconscious patterns?" This exercise will sharpen your ability to spot connections that truly nurture your light. With that skill in hand, step 4 guides us to achieve complete self-love, the key to avoiding mediocre relationships. Self-love, according to Jung, means accepting your darkness through shadow work while honoring your light. It involves respecting your needs and setting firm boundaries to protect your energy. When you love yourself completely, you raise the standard of love you accept, attracting only those who match your integrated self. This naturally filters out mediocre partners who might exploit your wounds. To build this, incorporate a daily mirror work ritual. Stand before a mirror and affirm, "I accept my shadow and shine my light unapologetically." Follow with affirmations like, "Through individuation, I draw in souls that deserve my essence." These practices transform your self-perception, making you a magnet for authentic connections. Yet many hold onto the belief that love requires sacrifice, which we'll address in step 5. Let's confront and break that limiting belief, as it blocks the path to true relationships. This idea often stems from cultural norms and archetypes, like the self-sacrificing mother, rooted in the collective unconscious. It leads to codependency, where you lose your identity and deplete your spirit. The consequences include stalled individuation and toxic cycles that dim your light. Instead, embrace a new framework. Love as a mutual exchange that honors boundaries and integrates both partners' shadows and lights. To shift this, create a yes/no list of non-negotiables, such as, "I won't tolerate emotional unavailability." Use assertive communication to enforce these, like saying, "I value our connection, but I must protect my energy by saying no to that." Role-play these scripts in your daily life to build confidence. By breaking this belief, you open the door to relationships that reflect your wholeness. As we wrap up this journey, remember Jung's core message. Healing is about loving right, the right person, in the right way. When you truly love yourself, only those who deserve your light will arrive, transforming your connections into mirrors of your authentic self. This isn't just theory. It's a practical path to deeper fulfillment. Now, take action to make this real in your life. Start with a 30-day program. Journal daily using the 3-level emotional journal to track your wounds and connections. Practice boundaries with your yes/no list and continue mirror work each morning. Join a community, like online forums, to share your progress and foster collective individuation. Remember, every step you take lights the way for others.